Yan ho ngayon ang napakalaking problema nitong si Marcos Jr. Kasi ang kanya ho talagang pakay sa pag-upo bilang presidente noong 2022, maibalik daw ang dignidad ng mga Marcos. Pero pati ho Banyaga, pagka narinig nila ang apelidong Marcos, isa lang ho ang pumapasok sa kanilang kaisipan. Isang diktador at magnanakaw. Panoorin ho natin ang video na to. Pero bago ho pala yan, isang like at isang subscribe. Masaya na ho tayo dyan at sumali sa ating community. Yung join button, nandyan lang ho sa baba. Panoorin ho natin to. Ibang klase talaga itong mga Marcos na to. Pang international ang pagiging magnanakaw at diktador. Kalibel ho yung yung taga North Korea. Matindi ho ito mga kababayan. Okay?
You from Philippines?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh,
I
serious?
love you, Dictator Marcos. You from Philippines?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh,
I
serious?
love you, Dictator Marcos.
Because you're the same. Kim Jong-un.
We like stealing money from the people.
You steal a lot?
Huh?
You steal a lot of money?
Of course, everything in North Korea belongs to me. Marcos takes 10%, I take everything.
Oh, you know a lot, bro.
You from Philippines?
Yeah, oh.
Ibang klase, no? Talagang pagka narinig yung apelidong Marcos, ang unang papasok sa kaisipan naman, hindi lang ng mga Pilipino, pati ng mga Banyaga, ang mga Marcos na yan, diktador at magnanakaw. At dumako naman ho pala tayo doon sa ilinabas na listahan nitong si Congressman Leviste. Base ho doon sa yung sa budget ho na ilinabas nitong listahan na ilinabas nitong si Congressman Leviste. Ang distrito nitong si Congressman Pulong nakuha lamang ho ng 640,000 pesos. Diba? Habang itong si Sandro Marcos, yung pinaparatangan nila na mahusay, magaling, hindi magnanakaw, ang kanya hong pork barrel at allocable umabot ng 15 billion 792,195 pesos. Ganun ho katindi ang ang pork barrel ng Sandro Marcos na yan. Tapos ang pinaparatangan huli lang magnanakaw yung ika nga nabigyan ng 640,000. Pantakin niyo ho mga kababayan, ganyan ho sila mamumulitika dyan sa House of Representatives. Ganyan ho katindi ang pamumulitika sa lugar na yan. Kung sino pa yung mga merong nagiging resulta sa kanilang trabaho, kagaya nitong si Congressman Pulong Duterte. Nung binigyan ho ng pera sa Davao yan, anong panahon ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, nagsulputan yung mga proyekto sa kanilang mga distrito. At yung mga proyekto na yon ramdam ng mga tao sa Davao. Kaya hindi ho, walang gana yung paninira sa kanila na napakaraming insertion, napakaraming pondong nakuha. Maraming pondo, maraming insertion o kung ano pa man. Ayun yan ang aligasyon kay Congressman na Pulong Duterte. Merong resulta. Ito bang si Sandro Marcos? Yung insertion, allocable pork barrel, kung tawagin na yan na 15 billion 700 million 92 million 165 pesos, meron hubang naramdaman yung mga tao diyan sa Ilocos Norte? Di ba? Meron hubang pinapasinayaang flagship project, meron hubang pinapasinayaang malaking tulay, malawak na kalsada, mahabang kalsada itong si Marcos Jr. dyan sa Ilocos Norte. Mga kababayan, nagnanakaw ho siya ng proyekto pero para meron ho siyang matawag na flagship project ng Marcos administration. Mantakin nyo, pupunta pa ho siya ng Davao para magnakaw lamang ng project para meron siyang ipresenta sa sambayan ng Pilipino na yun daw kuno ang gawa ng kanyang administrasyon. Wala nga hong ginastos ni singkong bingi ang sambayan ng Pilipino doon sa proyekto na yun. Donation ho yun. Ang ginawa lang ho ng DPWH doon, sinupervise, binantayan kung standard ang ginagawa ng mga Chinong nagbigay doon sa tulay na yun. Yan ho ang Marcos administration. Hindi lang ho siya pinaparatangan na magnanakaw ng pera. Pati ho mga proyekto ninanakaw ho ng walang yung Marcos Jr. na yan. Rerekta ho ngayon tayo dito sa mayor ng Baguio City. Naging relevant na naman ho itong si Magalong na sa tingin natin isa ho sa magiging kandidato ng mga Pinklawan at Dilawan sa pagkasenador sa 2028 presidential election. Kasi itong mama na to medyo pakipot pa ho ito pero tatakbo ho ito ng pagkasenador. At sa tingin ho natin sa pagtatanggulo niya kay Marcos Jr., hindi ho ito papasok sa ticket nitong si Vice President Sara Duterte. Pero hindi ho natin alam ang pihit ng tadhana. Pero kung tayong tatanungin, kung papipiliin tayo, Attorney Vic Rodriguez, o itong si Bebot, itong si, ano pangalan nito? Yung Dole Secretary dati, at saka itong si Pastor Kibuloy, si Attorney, basta yung mga nasa Duterte, papipiliin tayo dito sa mama na to, doon na lang ho tayo. Sila na lang ho ang ating kakampanya. Ito na lang ho mga kababayan, kasi hindi naman tumakbo ito At syempre hindi natin pwedeng ikumpara doon sa mga Duterte nito. Yung mga yun talagang dekalibre ang prinsipyo at paninindigan. Ang tanong ho dito, kung sakaling tatakbo itong si Atty. Rowena Guanzon at itong si Magalong, sino ho ang inyong buboto? I-comment nyo sa baba ang ating mapag-usapan yan. Pakinggan ho natin ang kanyang interview dyan sa Morning Matters. Jane.
Umaga, welcome to Morning Matters.
Good morning, Gretchen. Good morning to our listeners and viewers.
Okay, una-una ho, sabi nyo nga, ito po ay yung kanyang, kung saan po siya nahulog, allegedly, ito po ay under investigation, may site? Tama ho ba?
Yes, it's still considered as a crime scene. Nakapan pa rin siya. Naka-isolated pa rin siya as a crime scene.
Oo. So ano po ang tingin niyo po ngayon nangyari? What do we know about why this location was chosen by the USIC?
I don't really have any idea. No? Maraming mga speculations, maraming intrigues, maraming nagbabanggit na tinitingnan niya yung mga rock knifing project. Pero I doubt. Nagkataon lang siguro na napili niya yung Cannon Road. But And that Style Stretch, marami namang rock netting doon. Siguro makita rin niya yung mga rock netting projects niya. There's no way na ma-ignore mo yung rock netting kasi napakarami.
Oo. Ito ko ba yung nilakaran po ninyo with Secretary Vince Dizon?
Negative,
And the president,
yan
oo.
yung pinuntahan namin ni Presidente.
That
Presidente,
exact site. Oo.
Yeah, malapit doon, mga 1 kilometer, going down to Manila, yung site na binisita namin ni Presidente, was probably around 1 kilometer pa going down to Manila.
Oo. Sa inyo pong pagtatanong, ano po ang nakikita niyo mga interesting na mga detalye dito? For example, we're seeing now photos of the driver taking a selfie with the USEC. Ilang beses po sila nagbalik dyan sa site na yan. Pangalawa, yung handling po ng police. Sinasati po yung sa mga taga-tuba, inilipat sila kasi hindi po nila itinuring itong crime scene. So, as a former policeman, what would you say about the handling and the details surrounding this case? What details were curious to you?
Well, in fairness to the police, Gretchen, ayos naman yung kanilang pagkakaprocess ng nakaligtaan. And that is the recovery of the cell phones. And so far as recovering mga critical items and documents dun sa car, talagang hinalugod nila yung sasakyan eh. Pero ang nakalimutan nilang i-recover yung cell phone, which is actually one essential document, essential piece of evidence yun.
So, ganun lang ako, nakalimutan ako.
Yes.
Is that police negligence? Oo.
Actually, nangyari, Gretchen, is nasabihan ng provincial director, yung kanyang chief of police, na i-safety. Ibig sabihin, secure yung lahat ng mga pieces of evidence, critical documents. Unfortunately, yung chief of police naman, naging complacent. Hindi na na-recover yung bag na containing yung safety, yung device, yung cellphone.
Oo. Pero sa protocol ho, dapat ho ba sinisecure ng police yun?
Yes, dapat lahat yun. Dapat yun. Pati yung mga hawak ng driver, kailangan i-secure ko din yan, pati yung mga cellphones niya, i-secure yung baggage.
Oh. So isn't that negligence on the part of the chief of police?
Yes, totally negligence. At so far as processing yung mismong actual na lugar, nila okay. Kulang nila nakaligtaan.
Oo. Okay. Mayor, yung marami po nagtatanong, kung yung 20 to 30 meters na height po nung kung saan po yung cliff na yun, would it be enough to sustain that kind of injury and trauma to the body of the undersecretary?
Yes, just to give you an idea, i-visualize mo, that's about 10 stories. 10 stories. Tapos yung mga rocks doon sa baba are jagged. Maski na bumagsak ka na nakapaa doon malamang siguro critical serious injury ang data mo doon na Gretchen.
Malalim po talaga yan.
Okay, but this section of the road, wala po bang nagtaka na parang nagsistay ho sila dyan? Kasi it seems to be like cars speeding by that section. Pero may mga katanungan din, kung of course, may speculation na una-una kung nag-suicide po ito, pangalawa kung may tumulak, what could have been possible at that site, given the circumstances surrounding the area itself?
Well, pricing, palakit nila ng Baguio, huminto siya doon sa lugar na yun In fact, kaya sila umalis doon. Natatanggal pa sana sila doon Kaya lang umalis sila dahil nakita sila ng mga pulis. And very tight yung section na yun ng road. At hindi ka basta-basta makakapagparada doon. Kaya nasita sila ng pulis. At sinabi sa kanila, you can stop here, you have to proceed. So iniwan nila, they have to proceed to the city of Baguio. After that, they came back in the afternoon. Doon na pinaalis yung driver. At sinabi niya sa driver, you have to leave kasi sisitayin tayo ng pulis. At from that location, kung saan siya tumalon, siguro down the road, meron pang mga bahay, mga 100 meters na makikita. Pero, siyempre, hindi na nila malalaman siguro, hindi na siguro na-observe na may tao pala doon. And besides, if you look at the result of the warrant, doon sa room, the search warrant, meron din na-recover na knife doon. And several types of medicines. Ganun.
May na-recover ho na knife?
Yes, knife. Yes.
Grabe, meron.
Saan mo nakita yung kutsilyo?
Meron kutsilyo. Pero hindi din naglarang crime scene noong una. Tapos sinasabi nila wala daw foul play. Meron problema diyan mga kababayan. Meron kutsilyo sa crime scene. Detalye na masinsin na pag-iimbestigahan kailangan ho natin dito. Ano ba? May kalawang na yan, merong dugo, luma na. Kasi pwede nahulog lang yan, naiwan diyan. Dapat
Doon sa loob ng room nila sa Ion Hotel.
Okay.
sa iyon naman pala sa iyon. Baka nagbalat lang ng prutas kaya merong naman.
So, to your expert assessment, what do you think really happened? Was the DILG right to rule out foul play? Ano po what questions need to be answered, do you think?
Yeah, may reason siguro. May mga certain information pa siguro na hawak si Secretary Rimulya, kaya niya nasabi yan. But with all the information that I have, hindi pa ako conclusive. Kasi I need to secure yung cellphone. I need to go over the content of the cellphone. Siguro doon ko lang malalaman talaga kung ano talaga ang nangyari. Hindi mo lang kung ano yung mga information ni Secretary Rimulya.
Pero Mayor, pasensya na kung tatanungin ko ito, would you confirm that this was really the Undersecretary, Yusek Catalina Cabral, who died here?
Yes, definitely. There's no doubt about it. Isa lang sa mga tinignan kong mabuti, I made sure na matutuloy yung autopsy, there's no doubt about it. They have all the pieces of evidence that would clearly identify that it's Yusek or Miss Cabral.
Oh, what pieces of evidence?
Well, marami silang comparison na ginawa doon sa kaya sasabi talaga nila, there's no doubt about it, it is Yusek Cabral.
Pero hindi niyo personally nakita.
Ay, hindi na.
Okay, let's go to the the rock netting project here, kung saan po yung site ng kanyang fall. How critical is this site in the build-up of the case over at ICI?
Well, I do not really know kung ano yung link nung rock netting. Kasi ang interview lang sa akin sa yung lugar ba yun may rock netting? Maraming rock netting doon. At yun na yung sinulat ng ating reporter. No? But I do not really know kung may link sa kanya. But definitely talagang malaki yung halaga. Doon pa lang sa Cannon Road pa lang, 19 billion na ang nagastos. Based on the records that I was able to gather, 19 billion na doon. And about 100 meters before the site of incident, merong mahabang rock netting projects doon.
Mayor, kayo po you know of the inner workings of the ICI, no? Was there ever an expression that she wanted to become a state witness? Yung po yung sabi ni Congressman Reviste. And how does her death impact all of the investigation? She was a central figure. Alam po niya yung mga yung allocable ng mga lawmakers po natin. So gaano kalaki po ang impact ng kanyang pagkawala at bakit kaya hindi po siya binigyan ng security? Kung ganun po ka-central po ang kanyang role.
Well, alam mo kasi, Gretchen, probably I had the time to interview him prior to the hearing kasi nakiusap ako kay Chairman Reyes na kung pwede kausapin ko muna siya in private para at least to fire her up para sabihin niya to tell all. Pero karamihan talagang denial lang siya. Denial lang siya. At pag naiipit na siya, wala na siyang ginawa kundi to rusis Secretary Bunuan. Baka ako yung nag-raise dun sa allocables because I have all the... And I showed him several numbers na tinanong ko sa kanya. Una-una ko nga binanggit sa kanya is why is it that you're perceived as the most powerful user in DPWH that you're even capable of countermanding the orders of your boss? Sinabihan ko siya. Siyempre, denial siya, hindi naman po sir. Can you come up and come closer to this board and I'll show you some numbers this chart? Na pinakita ko sa kanya yung mga numbers doon, showing yung mga allocations ng mga iba't ibang mga kwan. Iba't ibang mga...
Tinusta ho pala siya sa ICI nung pinatawag siya doon. At itong ito pang si Magalong ang isa sa mga tumusta sa kanya diyan sa ginawang pag-imbestiga na yan. Pinalapit pa pala nitong si Magalong. Undersecretary lang ho yan. Di ba? Pero kung yun ang script na idikdik si Cabral at i-absuelto si Bunuan, siyempre yun ang utos. Kung yun ang utos, wala talagang magagawa itong ungas na to.
Bigla siyang nanginig. Nag-stammer siya, humingi siya ng tubig and while drinking water, nanginginig siya. At the end, sinabi ko sa kanya.
Baka wala kayong gustong paniwalaan sa mga sinasabi niya, kaya nanginig siya. Di ba? Ganun lang naman ho yun. Baka lahat ng sinasabi niya, ang dinidiin nyo, siya lang. Kahit anong paliwanag niya, ang script nyo, siya lang talaga ang dapat sisihin at hindi mapunta kay Secretary Bunuan na sisi. Diyan sa mga maanumalyang flood control scandal na yan at yung mga insertion na yan. Talagang manginginig yung ali. Ito talagang sige.
Yeah, he's responsible for this. I'm not supposed to be responsible for this being the planning officer. And immediately sabi niya ako na wala na siya may rason. Sabi niya, si Secretary po .
So now, how do you think can we piece together her part in the investigation? Knowing na siya po ang makakapagturo, kailangan po si Secretary Bunuan. Si Secretary Bunuan lang ba ang pwede?
Well, lagi niya tinuturo si Secretary Bunuan. And of course, yung mga in-charge doon sa BICAM, all those responsible na lawmakers doon sa BICAM.
Baka doon pa lang sa pagpaplano, siya na yung pwedeng maiturong fall guy, di ba? Hindi linaliman ng investigasyon. By the way, para dito kay Magalong, nasa na pala si Bunuan ngayon? Di ba yung itinuturo ni Cabral? Di ka ba nakaka-curious bakit wala pa rin siya sa Pilipinas hanggang sa ngayong mga panahon na to? Pambihira talaga tong si Magalong.
Because very glaring . For example, yung net ni Congressman Tariela, sipin mo, dapat yun 20 billion. Ang net niya, after the BICAM, naging 20.9 billion. Yung kay Panaligan, ang net niya is 1.5 billion. Tapos after the BICAM, naging 20.7 billion. At maraming ganun pa na nangyari. Hindi siguro kasi laki nung nakita ko doon sa Mindoro na 20 billion. Pero may nakita ko dyan. Ang mga net dyan, 5 billion. Tapos ang naging, after the BICAM, naging 12.9 billion. Nangyaring ganyan . Kaya sabi ko sa kanya, what is the basis of the increase? Sabi ko sa kanya, and why did you allow it? What is the absorptive capacity of these district engineers? Are they capable of carrying out a 20 billion project in a year time? Wala, hindi niya. Patapos, ang sagot niya sa akin. Sabi niya, sinitari siya ni Secretary Babes. Tinanong din siya ni Secretary. At dahil sabi niya, turo lang niya, si Secretary po . Kaya, walang indications whatsoever that she's willing to, during the time na in-interview namin, because that was the first interview, there were no indications whatsoever that
She wanted to become state witness.
Hindi siya pwede mag-state witness. Hindi siya pwede mag-state witness.
Bakit?
Hindi daw siya pwede mag-state witness. Pambihira, Hindi daw siya pwede maging state witness base dito kay Magalong. Okay na yan. Kung hindi siya pwede maging state witness dahil liga nga madidiin si Bunoan doon sa kanyang mga isisiwalat. At ito namang si Bunoan madidiin niya si Marcos Jr. Hindi ho talaga siya pwede maging state witness.
State witness.
Oh,
Hindi siya
ilan
pwede
po
maging
kayo?
state witness.
Bakit ho? Kasi napaka-central po. Hindi po ba siya ang pwedeng magturo?
Marami siyang information na dinala sa hukay. Pero I hope na kung ma-recover yung cellphone na yun, we'll be able to get a lot of essential, critical, sensitive information.
Okay, Mayor, pasensya na ho, wala na tayong
Lipat naman ho tayo dito kay Congressman Libiste. Historical naman ho ito mga
About
kababayan.
the documents given via soft copy to you by Yusek Cabral on September 4. And I understand some of these documents are quite controversial. But let me also ask you, first of all, ano ho yung nature ng documents na ito that you found controversial? Exactly what would they prove or disprove as far as irregularities and anomalies are concerned?
Siguro kung dagdag lang sa tanong ni Ed, ano yung context nung pagkuha nyo ng documents? What was the context then? At bakit binigay sa inyo ni Yusek Cabral?
First to Mr. Lingao's question, there's no surprise that almost every congressman and senator is allowed to insert projects into the DPWH budget. The document just proves that it happens even in the National Expenditure Program before it is even submitted in the House, which supposedly it comes from the DPWH, and shows which project has been proposed by which proponent. The more surprising part is that even members of the executive, including cabinet secretaries and undersecretaries outside the DPWH, have their own flood control project insertions according to the list, and there are even private I can say to submit projects into the DPWH net. To Mr. Llamas's question on how I got it, I have also stated that on September 4, with a phone call back to Yusek Cabral and Yusek Cabral also to Secretary Vince had to release the documents to me, and I'm thankful that he did so in the interest of transparency. I also previously visited Yusek Cabral's office and had other communications requesting for information on the DPWH budget per congressional district, because I think this affects all congressmen during the budget allocation period. And it was after Secretary Vince was in the DPWH that it was finally released to me. So I'm thankful for that, and I hope that the DPWH can make public more information about the budget. I think we can imagine we're sitting on a wealth of information that would be very interesting to the public.
To clarify lang sa Congressman, no? Finacilitate ni Secretary Vince Dizon yung pagbigay sa inyo ng mga documents. At ano yung scale ng documents? Gano'n siya karami? Pag sinabing binigay sa inyo, anong kanon? Gano'ng karaming volumes yun? Gano'ng kalawak yung information na ibinigay sa inyo?
I set the meeting through Director Alex Bote from the office of Yusek Cabral, and when I was there on my second visit, Secretary Vince Dizon and Yusek Cabral called each other, and I asked that it be released in the spirit of transparency, which was already the declared policy of the DPWH under Secretary Dizon. And Secretary Dizon told Yusek Cabral, yes, let's be transparent and let's release it to Leandro. The scale of the documents is quite deep, and I think I can share that maybe Leon hadn't seen the documents when he told Yusek Cabral to release it, because he was only a few days in and hadn't actually been going to the DPWH yet. He was still, I think, turning over from the OTR. And the documents on just one tab are more than 17,000 rows, and there's multiple tabs. But the tab that I'm referring to is of the around that much in projects, 17,000 plus the 2025 National X program. Each project in the net has notes including the proponents and other hand instructions that
Ami, before I ask, Ami, go ahead.
Nag-fish siya. Okay, Congressman. Ang sabi kasi ngayon today is this, Congressman, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Ang sabi ngayon today ni Senate President Pro Tempore Ping Lacson, turned over na daw yung documents to authorities. Would you be aware of that?
I gave the documents to the ICI and the Ombudsman in
Yeah.
my meetings, November 18, 19, and 26. I showed it to them, and they said it was the first time that they saw it, and they came to my office to look at it further, and they hadn't asked any questions after they visited. They said that it was helpful for them to find out who are the proponents in the ghost projects that they have been doing site inspections on.
Did they give you any indication if they will release it to the public? Kasi hindi namin alam until we talked about it. We didn't know na meron ng ganun. Although meron namang nagsasabi na Cabral had a ledger that included all those insertions. Pero did the ICC or anyone tell you, did they give you any hint when they intended to make it public? Or if they intended to make it public?
Pambihira, walang ledger, merong ledger, meron ho siyang spreadsheet, meron ho siyang ika nga personal knowledge, pero hindi ho siya pwedeng maging state witness. Palakpakan ho natin si Magalong. Pambihira to si Magalong. Ang lakas ho talaga ng tama sa utak ng mama na yun. Ang klase.
Congressman?
Nag-freeze ata eh.
Oo,
I
nag-freeze siya.
think he froze.
Yeah, nag-freeze. Nag-freeze.
Okay.
Hold on. Kasi di ba remember, may nagsabi, I think it was Ping. One of the persons we interviewed, sinabi sa atin, there is a ledger maybe it was one of the Remuñas. There is a ledger and it contains nga yung mga details about the budget insertions. Pero hindi natin alam na it could be the same thing. Tapos siya na nga ang sabi ngayon today, ni Ping Lacson, na i-turn over na daw sa authorities. Bakit hindi natin babalikan? Can I repeat your question, Congressman? Did you hear me?
Yes, I heard you.
Yeah.
So,
Did they give any indication if they plan to release it to the public?
as same files. So I suppose that the Ombudsman and the ICI can also get that and even more files from the DPWH. But when I met with the ICI, and it was Secretary Singson whom I was mostly coordinating that meeting with, they were more focused on taking a look at it because it was the first time that it came to their... And I'm not sure if the files that Ombudsman Remulla was referring to are necessarily the same ones, because this file refers to notes that are digitized as well. There's a column that reads 110 instructions, and the assumption is that in the DPWH they take a lot of notes of things, and it will be good for the DPWH Planning Services Office to just share everything with the ICI and Ombudsman, which, according to then Commissioner Singson, was not done.
Sir, let me just get something clear. So we're not really talking about insertions in the same sense as yung mga BICAM insertions. What your list really shows are proponents dun sa level pala ng NEP building. Dun sa palaman ng NEP.
Yes, some people. But in my opinion, it's even more of an insertion if it's in the NEP mix that is supposedly in submission. And until the latest budget deliberations, the DPWH denies that the NEP are including insertions or proposals of politicians. And sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can hear you.
Sir, baka it's better if we use na lang a phone. We have somebody call up your cell phone kasi mukhang yung data, nahirapan tayo sa data eh.
Ayun na nga mga kababayan, kung ano pa man, kung gusto yung tapusin yung ano na yan, interview nitong si Llamas na hindi nagsusupilyo dito kay Congressman Libiste. Punta lang ko kayo dyan sa One News PH. Maraming salamat ho. Mag-ingat ho kayo lahat ng Pilipinas. Merry Christmas ho sa lahat. No? Enjoy nyo lang ho. Walang masyadong, walang masyadong mainit ngayong mga araw na to. Kalmado lang, ika nga, di ba? Kung magalilo muna sa politika, enjoy nyo muna yung kapaskuhan kasama ng yung mga kapamilya, mga mahal sa buhay. Maraming salamat ho mga kababayan. Lahat ng Pilipinas.